Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1984. We are still in Knight Lore. When we last left off, I was making some progress. We're about a quarter of the way through the game in terms of days, but I've been using a lot of saves, and maybe I start turning those off. We have to start moving a little bit more quickly. I believe that we only have 2 items in the cauldron. We need 14, and I only have 40 days to do it. So I'm a 7th of the way through what I need to do and a quarter of the way through my time limit. So we're going to have to start thinking a little bit more advanced, and we're going to see what I can do with trying to get multiple items at once now. I mean, I do know where things are, but things are so spread out. We'll see what I can do. Let's go ahead and get into the game again. So instead of going to the left like I was before, we're going to try to go this way, which does mean that I need to leave the item that I need behind, but that is hopefully only temporary. Okay. You going to raise for me? There we go. Can I make it? I can. All right, this one's not too bad. There we go. Made it there. Okay, I'm going to drop a save here because there is something in this room. Now, I'll start saving less, but this room in particular is nasty. Like that. There's only so much I can do in cases like that. Okay, then in here, as I transform and grab a shoe. Am I still transforming? What's going on? There we go. Didn't want to get out of there for a second. Okay. Now I can go this way and hopefully make it through here. Let me out. Nope. Okay. And we'll do this again. Jeez, that was going straight for me. Nope, not there yet. There we go. And out. No problem that time. Okay, let's drop a save right before I get into the next room there. Why? Cutting me off at the pass every time. Like I couldn't outrun it. Wait, that's not the right one. That's the one. Okay. Nope. The game really doesn't want me to get through this room. Maybe it's because I'm a wolf? Maybe I need to wait for that to pass and then the bubble won't attack me as aggressively, because I don't see a way around that. Okay. And now suddenly the bubble is just kind of leaving me alone. And when I was a wolf, like it was just always going straight for me. Anytime you want to raise this other door so I could get through, that'd be great. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so there is the gem. You're damn right I'm saving here. These rooms are not easy. Okay. And there. You could have picked a better time for that. And pick that up. And then I'm going to do a big jump. Big jump. Big jump. Okay. It took me a while to figure out what I was looking at, but I made it through. Okay, that is definitely going towards me because I'm a wolf. All right, we got a diamond. We're going to need the diamond. We got a shoe. I'm not going to need the shoe. There should be something else close to here that I'm not going to to need. Well, so much for that. What if I'm not a wolf when I enter the room? Does that make a difference to you? Okay. Okay, so I can jump on top of it. Not when I'm a wolf, though. You know what? I'm gonna accept that death. And then it just brought me to my doom. What is this? Yeah, it just scoots me over. Okay, but I'm trying, but they're not giving me a whole lot to work with here. There. Made it. Okay. So then here is the chalice that the grail that I also need. How did I miss that? Do I need to drop an item here? Let's go ahead and drop another save. After I said I wasn't going to do that too often, the game kind of forces my hand. There. And then jump. Nope, that's still Doom. That is still very much Doom. Okay, maybe I'm in the wrong position. Maybe it's there. That's still Doom. But maybe maybe I'm on to something there. That's not the load that I want. This one. Nope, that's still wrong. That's it. Okay. And jump for it. Still can't make that jump. It is definitely from here. But let's try dropping it again. I don't see how I can get that. I really don't see this. I feel like it has something to do with this. That's Doom. But it wasn't the first time I jumped from there. That's still Doom if I jump again. I was hoping that there was like something behind there that was making sense. Yeah, I can't stack things on top of each other. I just don't see how I can do this. I want to get that chalice. That was kind of the point of coming over here, was getting multiple things, including the grail twice. Is there something that I can do? Like, now I'm just on an exploration mission. Like, what else can I do here? I can't push. No matter what I do there, it's not going to let me push. This can't be like an impossible one to get. That's all four sides, right? That's still the wrong one. I keep on thinking I'm on another save. There. Like, there's got to be something that I'm missing here. Like I said, I don't think that I can stack, but maybe that is the key. But I can't just jump straight up is another thing. Like, I have to, yeah. I can't just jump straight up. I have to jump in a direction. So I'm not... Like, if it's not that, then I don't know what it is. So, like, this might just be something that I cannot get, which sucks. I really wanted that one. All right. Really? This is one that I wanted, and I'm just not seeing how I can do it. And I should be able to hop over you. As long as I can clear the spikes. Okay, now this one I should be able to get. Let's drop a save though, because I might not be able to make this jump the way that I think I can. I'm probably gonna need that. There we go. And then there we go. Okay. Got what I needed, but we're still on to like day 14. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're dropping another save here. This is kind of ridiculous. Nope. It was too far on the second one. No, not that one. This one. Wait, what? There it is. Okay. There we go. All right. Super careful there, but we made it through. Okay. Just make it out of here and don't get hit by you. Okay, these are easy rooms. Just continually jump and you should be able to make it. Okay, we're not messing around at this point. I have too many items. I don't remember what number I'm on, but that's where that's going to go. Okay. And then I will never need a shoe. No, I will need a shoe at some point. I need all of these items at some point. This one's going to be the last one that I need, so... yeah. We'll grab all of these and try to make it out. Now we're back to this room. Yeah, this one was giving me a hassle before. This is where we kind of stopped because I was just like, I don't know how to get past this. And like the trick before, like it legitimately was seemingly broken no matter what I did. It wasn't going the way that it was supposed to. Today it's behaving a little bit better. But that's because I kind of went on an excursion. I think it's still not great. What the? Like, that's never supposed to happen. Come on. Like, I've wasted 6 days trying to get this basically through this area. I have 3 items. Why are you going this way and leaving that behind now? Why would you do that? I feel like I used to be able to control this. And now it just kind of has a mind of its own. Me transforming in the middle is not helping, I am sure, but... like, I'm not going to be able to get out of this room in less than half a day if this thing doesn't go the way that it's supposed to. What if I look that way? That seemed to make a little sense, but not enough. I was thinking, like, maybe I have to face the opposite of the way that I actually I want to go. But, like, it's really hit or miss whether even that works. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna call that a victory. And then we have the worst room for me. For some godforsaken reason. This is the worst. Alright, we'll save that there. Because I'm going to get screwed over. Yep, okay. Hey, I made it. Okay. Now we can go this way. Yeah, we're gonna save here too. We're almost like halfway through. Feels like we're almost halfway through, but I'm not close to being... What? How dare you? Let's try that again. There. Made it through what's probably a simple one for a lot of people. I'm not sure I've made this yet. This way, thank you! Like I kept on hitting the button and it just wouldn't do it. Okay, the fact that that didn't work really bothers me. I should have saved after this. Come on now. Okay, let's drop a save here. And go for it. If I'm on top of there, it doesn't seem to matter whether I'm on top of an item or not. That's not what... That's a different game entirely. How'd that happen? There we go. I'm getting more and more frustrated. Maybe I don't even need to do anything with that one. Maybe it's just... Nope. Because there's not much that I can do here. Other than make this jump. If I get like a running start. Nope. Like if I can't make it back this way, I don't know what to do. Because there's only the one jump button. Right. And it is like over here. I believe if I put something down and jump off of it, I just kind of... Yeah. I don't really make it anywhere. Like, I need that item, though. That's the whole point, is to get these items. And it just goes back and forth. There's nothing, there's no, like, trick to this. But that's not a jump that I can make. So is this... Like, it can't possibly be a dead end. There's gotta be something I can do to go back this way. And, you know, like, just like Underwurlde, I'm starting to get frustrated. When I get frustrated, I want to stop. And we're getting to the point now where I want to stop and just kind of abandon this whole thing of trying to get it done and just a clip of what it looks like when you win. Because I legitimately don't see how to make it. And I have to be able to make it. Like I said, I can drop an item. I need all of these items, though. But yeah, no matter what I do, I just can't make that jump. And, you know, at the end of the day, I have to make the jump. There's a starting location that that is this direction. So I have to be able to make it to the cauldron this way somehow, but I legitimately don't see how to do it. I only got 2 gems in 17 days. I got 30% of the quest completed somehow, but overall rating is average. I'm gonna have to call it there because even with me knowing where everything was, knowing what order the cauldron was going to ask for things, and all that kind of stuff, I wasn't able to beat this game. And that is very frustrating, to be honest, and I'm just gonna have to call it there. Like, I got stuck in a room that there was no way for me to get around, I think. Unless there was something that I was missing here. We can try to go back. Like, let's see, is there another way? Is there a way for me to go that way? No, there is nothing. There's nothing here. So, as far as I can tell, I basically got screwed over because I don't know how to make this super big jump. It's not like there's an item that I can really get that gives me superpowers or a bigger jump, as far as I can tell. I don't see any of that in any of the guides or anything like that that I can find. I just don't see how to make that jump. I've done everything that I think that I can do. Unless I have to bring a chest with me from like 5-6 rooms back, which is also a possibility, but like that would be ridiculous. So I think I'm just going to call it there. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to beat this game either. So that is going to do it for Knight Lore. That is Knight Lore now played. With that played, let's talk about how these games hold up today. Playing Underwurlde and Knight Lore today, I do have to say that I had some fun playing Knight Lore. I did not have much fun at all playing Underwurlde. If I'm being honest, if it wasn't for Knight Lore, I probably would have skipped Underwurlde, but because they're in the same series, released by the same company, starring the same person, released so closely together, I thought a double feature would work for these 2 games. We will start with Underwurlde. Underwurlde did not age well at all, to the extent that I struggle to see how somebody could have enjoyed playing it even back in 1984. The game for me is endlessly frustrating. It is not fun for me to kind of jump and hope that I land where I should land, hoping that enemies don't spawn and knock me over, that, I can jump over enemies the way that I think I should. Nothing about that seemed like it was within my skills control. I would say that there are so many aspects of the game that are just utterly and completely random that just make it almost impossible for me to still enjoy. I'm not a fan of randomly making things work, and it felt like every jump in Underwurlde was a roll of the dice and just let's see what happens this time. Granted, I couldn't get the weapon that I was looking for, I believe, at this point. But once again, there's not a lot of information about this. I believe that the plant was guarding the item that I was looking for, and I needed a different item to kill the plant, which would have meant that the only way that I could go was up those rooms with the paintings, and that just spelled disaster for me before I even got started with that. So that just didn't seem like the way for me to go. In terms of like graphics and sound, I feel that Underwurlde is a bit dated by this point. I think that both on the spectrum by Ultimate Play the Game and by other companies for other computer systems, I feel that they have done better. It's basically just recycled from what they have done before. It just felt like Saberwolf graphics, just, now in a different function or something like that. Different angle, different perspective on it. So ultimately, I feel that the gameplay is I wouldn't even say that the gameplay is dated. It's just not designed well, in my opinion. So I struggle to see how anybody could go back and play it. The graphics are dated. They're just recycled from other games that Ultimate Play the Game has done before. And ultimately, that leaves me thinking this is not something that I would recommend to people. This is something that you could easily skip. You can see somebody playing it for like 30 seconds, and even if they're doing it well, you can see their character just bouncing around the screen, and you can go, oh, this doesn't look that fun. So that's really Underwurlde. I can't really recommend that to anybody. Knight Lore, I had a little bit of fun playing that one. There's kind of a puzzle aspect to it. There's some fun to be had in Knight Lore. With that said, you really have to play this game a lot before you stand a chance at even getting halfway through the game. Keep in mind, I had advantages that most people didn't have. I had access to a map. I had access to the knowledge of where each item had spawned, and that still wasn't enough for me to stand a fighting chance, right? I needed to get 14 items in 40 days. On day 17, I had 2. And granted, that was I wasn't pre-planning enough. I needed to go out and basically get 3 items every time I made an excursion. I needed to get the 3 items that I needed in sequential order, be able to make it all the way back. Now, as far as I can tell, there are certain things that I could have used to make things a little bit better. It does look like I can actually push the treasure chests through the doors. At least that's my interpretation now of these vague guides that I can find. But in terms of the jumps, I don't know. There were 2 jumps towards the end of this that I just felt I couldn't make. There's no way for the jump for the gem in the room that I just had to abandon. There's no way I could have pushed a chest or anything like that up there. And the only clue that I have is that when you're a werewolf, you're supposed to be able to jump a little higher. It's a vague statement from one of the guides that I was able to make to find, and as far as I could tell, I couldn't make that happen. I don't know if there was some sort of like double jump that I have where like once I was in the air I could hit the button again and jump again, but as far as I could tell, nothing like that existed. So I don't see how I could have made that jump or the one back, but clearly there is a way to do it. There's not there's something that I'm missing when it comes to that. So maybe I'll find somebody else that had played it that can, show me what that was. But without that, I just don't see how I could have made this happen. But even if I could make those jumps, we are looking at me not being able to get things done in time simply because I couldn't get all the items to the cauldron in time. And in later ports, they do have ways of you saving some time because you are hard pressed for time in this game, but they don't exist in this original version. So the game overall is extremely difficult. Even if you know what you're doing, even if you're an expert at the platform section of these games, of Knight Lore, you're going to still struggle to beat the game in time. And when you have a game of this age, when you're talking 1984, this was a way for the developers to really immerse somebody in the experience. The games being difficult in 1984 is on purpose because for a lot of people, this was their only game. They would only buy 1 or 2 games. And if they could beat it in a single sitting or after a week or 2 of practicing, then it wasn't necessarily worth their time or money. So you wanted to make things purposefully difficult. And we are seeing kind of the result of that by going back to it today. So in terms of how I would look at the game technically. Technically, I think that the game does work well. I think that the isometric perspective is definitely something that is good, but I don't think it necessarily works for platforming. Because there were definitely times where I couldn't quite see where the platform was, which jump am I supposed to be making here, and how do I make it from here to there is not always clear because of the perspective and because everything kind of has the same size no matter how close or far away it is. But overall, it did feel like a 3D space, which is something that is good. But there were some issues with that when it came to the gameplay for me. Graphics-wise, I don't think it's anything special. Once again, it just kind of feels like what Ultimate Play the Game had been doing to this point. Nothing groundbreaking or new in terms of the actual sprites themselves, but putting them in the perspective that they did, I think, is a technological achievement. But ultimately, I don't think it necessarily translated to a better experience for me overall. It just felt like it was a technical achievement for technical achievement's sake at some point. It's just like, look what we can do. And I'm like, well, that's nice, but I'm still struggling here. Sound. I feel that the sound, the jingle was good, although slightly annoying if you have to go through that screen multiple times, which you will if you're not, basically abusing saves. And so overall, it's not a game that I would recommend to a lot of people. If you are interested in the history of the isometric perspective or the platform genre, and you're looking at something that is a little different than what everybody else is doing, Knight Lore does have something for you. If you are interested in the history of British video gaming in particular, this has something for you. Otherwise, I think this is something that you could look at and then just kind of skip playing for yourself. Let somebody that grew up with the game kind of show you how it's done. Coming to it fresh, it's going to be frustrating. And I tend to have more patience than most when it comes to this. So if I found it frustrating, other people are most likely going to find it frustrating as well. And that's my modern take on these games. When the games were released, they were popular among the British audience. The critics also seemed to greatly enjoy both games. For Underwurlde, critics enjoyed the scope and look of the game, with some considering the game the best Ultimate Play the Game had to offer. Some critics, though, criticized the controls and difficulty of the game. For Knight Lore, critics praised the graphics and technical achievements of the game, with some calling the game the best game ever made for the Spectrum. As time has gone on, the games have had different trajectories. Underwurlde has more often been criticized for its controls and difficulty, seen as a game that did not age well at all. Knight Lore, on the other hand, is often seen as one of the most iconic games in British gaming history. Knight Lore is often credited with popularizing the isometric perspective. Knight Lore is often considered one of the best games for the ZX Spectrum. Underwurlde and Knight Lore would both be popular enough to see a port to the Commodore 64 in 1985, ported by Firebird. These would not be the final games featuring Saberman, so we will return to Saberman in the future. We will also hear from Ultimate Play the Game and the Stamper Brothers again, as they would both continue to create video games. That will do it for the story of Underwurlde and Knight Lore. My name is ballerscuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we climb the levels.